Okay, so in the last class, we managed to load temperature and humidity data from Firebase, and that data they are not basically they are real time in a way, but since our our Arduino code here, uh, as you can see from the loop function. It basically depend on this 15-second delay. So there's a 15-second delay here. This is basically just to avoid over request to your Firebase, because you don't want to over request your Firebase API. There's a limit in that. Okay, if you exceeded the limit, you have to pay. But if you want to get like less than 15 seconds, like 5 seconds, every 5 seconds, so you can change the value there. Or you want to make it dynamic, so you can set the value as a dynamic through EEPROM. So you can store the value in your EEPROM and then load the value and then use that value here. But additional time from get DHT also, so the get DHT also added another 5 seconds. So total up 20-second delay. Okay, there are 20-second delay here for this project. So if you want to make it faster, you can reduce that, you can remove that, and it should allow for your data to be written faster to your Firebase. But again, you have to take it, you have to make sure that your limit here, there are limit here that you have to understand. Okay, so when you look at your usage, you have your billable metrics. So your billable metrics basically describe about your usage. If you exceeded, for example, more than 100 connection from 100 devices, so that's your limit. The storage here, pay as you use. If you exceeded 1 gigabyte of storage data, you will be charged per usage. This is also the same for the download. You're only allowed for a budget of 366 meg daily. So you have to understand that there's a limit. Okay, there's a limit in everything. So you cannot exceed the limit. If you develop, like for example, just a single device, should be no problem, because this is just a simple text. But if you have like multiple devices, if you have real time every 1 second, and then you have multiple data, multiple, they call it documents that you uploaded, and you read data, you write data. So the read and write process that you've done to the database, that basically added to your billable account. Okay, so always look at this, make sure that you don't exceed your account, and this is where you check. Okay, so many parameter that you have to understand here. But you can set rules in the project itself, so that your project don't suddenly charge you or your credit card, right? Okay, so for now the project only posted or uploaded humidity and temperature, and we base the application basically only load data when we press the button. Okay, so you press the button. If you change the value here, or you updated the value, the value will change. But if there's no change to the value, means that there's no change. You can implement real-time requests by implementing listener. So here there's only on press, which basically sorry, here the load data here basically will call the Firebase and the database, and the reference. Okay, so the reference here basically just device ID. So this key here, this is the value. Sorry, this is not the key. This is the object, and this is the value. Okay, so that's basically based on request. But if you want to implement listener, so you can also implement listener. But for listener, you can use either the asynchronous background services, which will keep on listening to Firebase database changes. If there's any changes, it will update automatically here. But usually, I'll try to avoid using them, okay, using that feature, because again, you have to understand every request will add it to your account. Every time I click on this load button, it will make a request to Firebase that counted as 1. Every time you click, 1. Every time you click, another 1. So if you run this as a background service, every time your background service keep on running, you added another counter to your bill. So you have to understand that. Yes, it is easier using Firebase, but cost. Okay, there's a cost there. But for project, for final year project, for just your project, should be more than enough for you to demonstrate your application. But if you want to implement this as a product that you want to sell later on, so you have to add that into your cost, okay, your development cost, so that you know that later on you need to make money. Okay, whatever that you're doing, whatever project that you're thinking, there are hats that you have to wear. Your developer hat and your entrepreneur hat. Your developer hat, yes, you want to include all the greatest and the bestest, whatever that you have in your mind. But as an entrepreneur, you have to understand the cost and how you want to make money out of this project or this product. Okay, so yeah, just implement the asynchronous if you really wish that, or if you really want that real-time update to the database. But if you don't want to, it based on the user action, it based on user event, and even this is also 15 second, I believe 20 second, more than this is 20-second update, 15 plus 5. So it means that this is not, I don't want this in real-time data, too much data updated because of the issue of that account. Okay, so understand that. Yes, you can make it faster, but no, that will basically add it to your cost. All right, so I hope you understand that. So next, we're going to look into how the application can interact with your device. So which means that this is one way only. So it means that your Arduino here, your device here, basically will dump the data in your database. Your application here read the data to the database, from the database. Okay, so today we're going to look into that. How do we push the data, and then how the Arduino here or the project here can react based on the data that we posted from the application. Okay, so it means that you have back and forth communication. But again, here we don't have what we call as a direct communication between the application and the hardware. There's no direct communication. There's no end-to-end communication unless IPv6. Okay, if you have IPv6 and you have the global IPv6 address, you can implement end-to-end communication, which is basically that is the ultimate goal in IoT, to have that communication, end-to-end communication, without having to worry about the intermediary, the database, and everything. Okay, but at the moment, with the current technology that we have, this is the only method that we have, that we can use to develop hardware, database, software. Okay, this is the triangle. I call it the triangle, the IoT triangle. Okay, so but before that, there's one thing that I want to add to the data, which is we don't have the date. Okay, we don't have date. We have no idea when this is last updated. Okay, so we need date in our application. Unfortunately, Firebase, they don't have date function. Yes, because this is just text data. There's no data type here. Okay, you don't have data type for Firebase. So where can you get the data? So again, that questions is basically should comes from your hardware here. But again, there's no what we call it as a way for us to get time here. Okay, because we don't have what we call as a clock module, the time module here. There are two methods that you can use. Either one is to use this little device here. This is called RTC clock. The real, sorry, this is the RTC clock. What is RTC? The full name for RTC? C is a clock. Is it a real-time clock? This is the full name. So I forgot about it. RTC clock, RTC module. Yeah, real-time clock. Yeah, the name itself. Okay. So there are different sizes of this. This is the big version. But this is the smaller version. It uses like small battery at the bottom down here. Very, very small. Yes, this is a clock. This is a watch battery. So this battery basically can run this RTC module, RTC processor here, which will provide date and time. Okay, date and time. So which means that you are able to write your current date here, and then it will automatically run clock. Even though I disconnected this from whatever controller that we are connected to, once we return the codes here, we return the time here, it will based on that time and start counting. Okay, so this is actually our clock, our watch, and it keep running. Okay, it keep running because there's a battery here. Okay, and then you can read the data from this RTC clock. So it means that you can read data from RTC module, time data from RTC module. There are another method that you can use is you can use the NTP server. Okay, which means that definitely you're already connected to the internet, and then you can call the NTP server to access the time and then determine your time. Let's say like UTC, Malaysia here, we use 8 plus, and then we can determine the current time here in Malaysia. So we can use that time and then store in the database. So there are two methods here. All right, so let's see if we, the first method here, it takes a little bit of time because you have to configure the module first. You have to push your current time to the module and then later read the data or read the time from the module. The good thing about this is that you don't have to connect to internet. You can read the date and time here anytime you want, and it will always update you with the new time. But with the NTP, if you are unable to connect to the internet, the NTP unable to provide the date, and then you are lost your date information. Okay, so that's basically it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to update here. I'm going to add one more information that we're missing from our database. We need to add one data here, so which is 1. So let's say we can add time. They do have the following. They have a Boolean, number, object, or string. So you can add more object inside your JSON data. But usually we're going to use this as our time and add that to database, to the Firebase. So we're going to store the value of time here, and then later we can use that value and display the time here, right? So we just add something, just 11:25, just that. All right, for now. Okay, so how do we do that? So I'm going to use the first method, which is basically the second method, which is by using the RTC clock. Where is it, my RTC? Here. For data logging, so you can use the this method here. The example from random tutorial, this one use the BMP module, which basically allow you to detect the environmental values such as, what's the value that you can get here? Temperature, humidity with pressure. Okay, so there are another module that allow you to get pressure. Okay, the environmental pressure. The temperature and humidity, I think which one, where is the this one, okay, called BMP280. The device is quite small. I do have the device here. Okay, so it basically called BMP280, and you need to use SCL and SDA, which is connected to D1 and D2, and then you can power from 3.3 volt for the module, and then you can read the information from the sensor. So the sensor is quite small. Actually, this small only. This is basically the sensor. All right. So I'm going to implement this RTC through NTP server. So where is it? It is basically the process that we are looking for. All right, here. So you need, Firebase is done. No need for that. This is for the library. No need for that. We need time. What is the time library that I need to install? Do I need to install the time library? The time library is this, the NTP client here. And you need to use the other one is a Wi-Fi UDP. Okay, so get this one and then put it into your project. Let's see if the library is available or not. So the way that you can do is just by trying to verify the project first. All right, so as you can see, it says that I don't have this. So it means that I need to install the library. So install the library. I think this is the library NTP client. So give it a try to install the library. And then try to verify again. Okay, if there's no error, then it means that the library is successfully installed. And then you can use that library to be able to get the date and time. All right, seems about right. So now the library is available. Wait until you have your final result. All right, seems to be okay. All right, then we can continue with the rest of the code. So the rest of the code, all you need is just anything related to this NTP will be taken. So I'm going to need these two objects here, and where you want to get the NTP server time with. So we get from pool.ntp.org. So we define both. And then, so we have the integer timestamp, take that. The rest for library, this is a timer delay. I believe that one for reading the sensor data. So let's see where we can, okay, this is the function to get what we call as an epoch time. So the epoch time, this is basically used by Linux. I believe this is basically the first epoch time reference, because epoch time is quite long date. Basically, just a very long integer value, which we can convert to date. Okay, they call it epoch time. So you can get this function, put it into your project. Just take that I'm just going to show you how easy is that with Arduino project. Okay, so get time, which you can call get time, and then should be able to get the time. So within the setup, get time begin. So the get time begin, which is basically just to initiate the time get time client, and then you can put that in the setup. So put that in the setup. So this is our setup after begin, and this is better to start right after Wi-Fi connected here. Okay, so give instruction for the time begin. Key, no need for that. This is for Firebase, down here, right here. So this is where you can get the timestamp. Okay, if you want to print out the value, so get the timestamp, you should be able to get the timestamp and then later on store in your database. All right, so that's basically inside your loop, and it's basically here. Okay, so get the time, so you should be able to get the timestamp, but I'm not quite sure where you can define your what do you call it, the UTP-8. Supposed to be there somewhere, but yeah, let's see first. Okay, print out the time and then finally store the data into Firebase. So our data that we want to stamp here is this one. So we can set into our database path, FBO, path, humidity, temperature, and we add another one. This is go back to your, then get time. Okay, time, just time only. Put it time. And the data is timestamp. Okay, so this one is set integer. I think better to use, the time is integer, set integer is integer, should be okay. But there's one thing that we might need to look into. But let's try this first. Yeah, I'm going to verify this and check if anything wrong with my code. If it is okay or not. Seems okay. So let me try to compile this first, and then we'll see the output. Right. So upload this and we shall see. Okay, so the date and time for our Firebase project, we can convert our the value that we have from epoch value here, and then the Flutter can convert them back to date time, so that we can get this information, right? All right, so every time we load new data, you should be able to get the latest data. But as you can see from here, 918, the latest data that we be able to, mine is no longer connected, is it? Yeah, connected now. So if we try to load, we have to wait for the next cycle for 20 seconds. There you go. All right, you can see new humidity, but 918, here 918 time, okay? So there you go. So a very simple project, but definitely will require a lot of thought process there to understand where can you get the data, and how do you process the data, where do you want to save the data, And then that's basically the thought process that you have to put into the database design. And in this case, in our project here, we don't keep our previous data. That's also another issue that we have here. We don't keep our previous data. Why do we need to keep our previous data here? Because one thing, for analytic purposes, you can do that, but to be able to keep the data, you can use the timestamp as your object and then store the humidity and temperature inside your timestamp. Okay, so you can do that. So whenever you have timestamp, so you added humidity and temperature into that particular timestamp. Okay, so in this case, we just replace everything. But if you want to keep your previous data, means that you have to change this a little bit in terms of your data structure here. Okay, so the data structure that I use here is to override the data. But if you want to keep the data, your previous data, you can use your date time, your epoch time here as your parent, as your object data, and then inside the epoch time, you can put your date, your temperature and humidity, and then you can keep, you can store the data. Okay, but that's basically the case here. But if you want to do analytics, that's basically the way to go. Okay, but here my purpose here is just I want to have the latest information on the temperature and humidity only. So that's basically my purpose. Okay, depend on what you want to do with your project. This is the project, but again, you have to understand that is the issue that we have with database Firebase. The more storage that you use inside here, it will eat up your usage. And as you can see, my usage here for still okay. Rules metric, the total here for today, this one is the last updated is 4 until 5th May, yesterday, not today. So they haven't yet updated for today's usage. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Okay, but you have to understand this type of communication database. All right. Okay. Done with the display here. Any question on this? Okay, so the second part of this application. Okay, so this can be like a full-fledged application already, but the interface is you can update the interface with whatever the design that you want. So I'm going to add another one at the bottom down here, the UI. So I'm going to update the UI here, which basically allow for the application to control relay. So I'm going to add one button at the bottom down here. And I'm going to put it inside a container, maybe inside a row, left and right. So we're going to put a row, and the row will contain the children, and the children basically a button and text. So I have an elevated button there, switch, and then I'm going to have one more text status. This is just to print out relay status. Relay status. So status, I'm going to set a variable at the top here. So it can be, I can use a string status. We can set for now on or off. All right. So down here, we need to concatenate, but actually you can just interpolate. So center, so we can center our row. I think main axis alignment, main axis alignment center. Okay, and then I can have size box, width with like 20 should be okay, just to put some padding there. And this is a constant class object. So you have your switch, relay status here, on and off. You press a button on, you press a button off. Okay, but you can use other widget also, but this is just as simple as you can use. Maybe you want to have like separator. I think the horizontal. I forgot the variable there. I forgot the class there. Line, not linear progress. Horizontal border, no border, no. Forgot the name. Forgot the class name. All right, so maybe we can put some padding there. Size bar height, let's say that's 40, and this is a constant. So we have two sections up there and down there. Right, switch on and off, press button on, press button off. But the first thing that we need now is to load the data here, which is either status on and off. So where do we get the data? We get the data from database. So go back to your real-time database. You can add one more parameter down here, relay. So for example, we set the relay on for now. And then we read the data. So there's so many comments here. So I'm going to remove that comment. Let's make things cluttered. Same down here. Okay, so one more data, which is the relay data. So this is relay. And then relay, we have the relay status. Relay, this is relay value to string. Okay, so whenever we load the data, so the relay will change. So for example, if I change the value to off, and if I try to load the data, you can see the relay status off. Okay, on, off, on, off. So you get the idea. Okay, you get the idea already. So you talk to the database, and then you can update the database. So the function for this now is to read the status and then turn this on and off. So at the moment, we don't have that. We don't have that features in our Firebase. So our Firebase here only write data. So now you want your Firebase, your ESP to be able to read data. This is write data. Okay, write data. Now you want to read data. So we're going to have another section to read the data from Firebase. So you have a full CRUD, not CRUD operation, full CRUD, like they call it. We have read and write data only. Read and write, yeah. Update, update also, because we update our field and search in a way. Okay, so you have like a full CRUD Firebase database operation here. So the application, what we have here is to demonstrate the capability of Firebase, okay, in an IoT project. So there you go. So now I'm going to read the status of this relay for now. So to be able to read the status of the relay, I'm going to go back to randomnet ESP82 just to get that example. Firebase. And I'm going to read data, read value only. Is that read value? Okay, not there. At bottom, we have done that, done this, done that. So to read data, you should be able to swan token. This is right. Okay, and where's the read? Set integer. Okay, here, down here. All right, so this is basically to read from Firebase. Okay, you want to read that data. So to read data, I'm going to get just the read section here. Get integer. Right, so to be able to read data, just get this one if section here. This is get integer. Means that I want to get string. So, sorry. This section to write, and at the bottom down here, I'm going to read. So another if section, just to get, but not get integer, get string. Where the location of the data is 101. I want to read what? I want to read relay. Okay, I want to read relay. Data type should be string. Is it as small or as capital? Let me just check again. Sometimes they use capital letter, sometimes they use small letter. Where's the float? Oh, there's only float and there's no string. Let's just try first lah. I'm not going to, because string is a class. Okay, string is a class. Float, integer, those are data type. It's different. Even though sometimes you refer to string as a as a data type. No, string is not a data type. String is a class because you can call up a bunch of functions. Okay, you can call up a bunch of functions from string. For example, to upper, to lowercase, to fix value. So means that it is not data type. Isn't an object. All right. So let's just do that. So the value that we have is actually, where's my status? It's my status. Oh, up here, this one, temperature, one more. Put it a relay. Okay, relay. So I'm going to put a default as on. So it should be there. So this relay, oh, sorry, this is integer. No, this is integer. So it means that I'm going to create string relay on. You can use integer 1, 0. It's up to you. Okay, should be fine now. So we have relay, and then we have at the bottom down here, this was not integer data. Not quite sure for string data. Is it the string data also the same? Hope so. Print line, and then this one is relay. Okay, this is the variable, and then we want to print out relay. Hope this is going to work. And try to verify first to make sure that the code is, oh yeah, the code is okay or not. This seems to be okay. So you can see here, it's okay. So now let's try to update the codes. Let me get my module to connect, which is not at the moment. Still up. So upload the code. This is just to read the data. So we have write the data, we have write datas, and then we can read data from here. Okay, so Firebase rtdb.getString. So we want to get from the Firebase object, and then the path from, oh yeah, sorry, this one is slash. I forgot, I put it a slash there. Why? I'm not quite sure. Put it 1, supposed to be no. I'm not sure if there's any impact on that at all. Because the rest is, we don't have slash, but this one we got slash. So we need to re-upload again. But we'll see if this doesn't matter at all. Because this is just the path of the data. Okay. You can see this is all the memory address. Right, done. So let's see if we manage to get the data, it should be able to be print out at the bottom down here. Temperature, humidity is okay. Time is okay. Type integer 1/101. We got time 101 relay. We don't have 101 relay. No, we don't have. Okay, try one more time. It should be printed 101 relay, right? We just add this path because we don't have the output. Serial path, and then we get put path there just to get some information on that. And then put a relay, string data, and then straight up print out relay. But we don't have that information. Let's try that one more time. Okay, just to print out value only, not that important. Just to make sure that are we able to read the data or not? Because the example provided here, we don't have that string. It doesn't seem to, it only shows float data and integer data, but no string example. This one integer, this one float. Not a string value. Or okay, upload once again. This is the thing with IoT project, the waiting. Okay, the waiting game. Is it icon on? Okay, so let's see now. Connected, humidity, temperature, 101 relay, time. We got time, but we don't have that. We don't have this relay here. It doesn't seem to provide relay. The path is okay, right? The path is relay, and the data type is a char string. But I don't see. I only have temperature, humidity. 101 time, temperature, humidity, integer type. But I don't have this. Firebase get string, FB. Oh, hold on. I'm not sure. I'm going to use ChatGPT just to check, evaluate following Arduino code. Firebase string path retrieve. Okay, so I attempted to retrieve string value. Firebase database is successful with a print out. Submission is okay. In the Firebase database, let's evaluate the code, get string relay, pass the reference, 101 relay. So if you use Firebase, or you use like ChatGPT something, if you don't understand the code, you can use them and then it basically describe for you. So this is basically how you can understand the code that you didn't understand. Okay, so print out FBO string, check that the value of string or not. Let me just a small letter string, not capital letter string. I'm not quite sure if that would fix things. The data type. Just check the data type. Maybe I can just put it at the top. Sure if that basically solve the issue. Any thought on this? Anyone can add something to the, I'm trying to read string. If this is integer, it's easier. Okay, because the integer, they have an example there, but I want to be able to read string on and off. And let's see if the updated. I just want to make sure that, because normally S is capital, not as small, but let's just give it a try. Let's see if that should do it. Just want to check the data path and the data type. So the data type here. What is the data type retrieved from there? Sometimes they put a char. What is the data type? Okay, almost. Okay, so get the value, connect to Wi-Fi, get the temperature, humidity. Yeah, type string. Yeah, done. Small letter, not capital letter. So it means that we can change the value and it should be able to change. So they put off small letter there, but when you print out, yeah, print out also off, yeah, string value. So as small letter, which is weird. Okay, so done with that. So it means that we're able to read now the application. When you press the button, it will change to on. Okay, so you press this button here, will change to on and update Firebase to on. Okay, so we're going to do that. All right, any let's say not on. Okay, so next we're going to look at how to access our Flutter application here. When we press this button, we want to change the relay status. So that's again, you can use the example. Flutter, Firebase, kita nak store data. Read and write data. Just get the Firebase documentation. To write data, you can use this as basic write operation. What you want to set, what data do you want to store? Yeah, this one. So it's quite simple using set. Yeah, this is a very simple one. So I'm going to take this one, and then this button here, switch. This button switch handled by, where's my switch button here? On press, this is on, oh, not that one. This is, oh yeah, this one, on press. Oh, I don't have on press up here. This is for this one. So on press that. So if I want to use this one, so I'm going to give it a different name. On, let's say on switch. Okay, this is on switch. Sometimes there's a built-in function, but it seems to be okay. So just create your method at the bottom down here, and then call this, and then add asynchronous, and then put your path 101, and then this one is your relay. Relay. This is the data that you want to update. 101. Oh no, 101 only, because we already have path, so we want to update this one. So we put a relay here, and our relay here will be based on data. So I'm going to remove those. Yeah. And then, but I need to get the current switch status, because the switch status at the moment is off. So I want to turn it on, but I need to know, do I need to turn it on or off? So you have to determine that first before we do some setting there. So we can do it before. So it means that we want to check the status of the relay. So at the moment, the status of the relay is off. So we can just use just a simple if. Is it a status that I use? Use status here. So yeah, status. And then we updated the status value. When we load the data, we have the status updated. And then we can just use that information to update the status. All right. So it means that status, if status is equal on and off, just on, I think on, O. So if status is equal on, so we want the status to off. And then we set the current status we want to off. And then relay, we set this to status. And then we can just set state. Right. It's very simple as that. Hope so. Yeah. Seems about right. Save that. So we have the on switch. We call this from this button up here. This is the button that we call. And then we should be able to update the switch. So let's see our Firebase. So at the moment, this is off. Oh, there's another function that I need to add. Forgot about what if it is off? So if it is off, set the status to on. Save. Okay, this is the path 101, and this is the relay information that I want to update. Confirm again, relay. And I want to store the current status now. All right, let's do it. Press switch on. So let's see our database. There you go, on. Oh yeah, sorry. Delete semua. Yeah. I know that. I just want to delete, but our database should be no problem because the one that we have here will update again. Yeah, true. That's the thing. Saya lupa satu. So this one, because they override everything. Okay, they override everything. So I don't want to override, so I might need to look one example that didn't override that. So this one will override. I just want to update. Use update. Saya terlepas. Okay. Alright, should be okay now. Right, so now we have 4 data. I just want to update this one. So now the relay is on. So I want to off. Is it nothing? Doing nothing? None. Not quite sure. Oh yeah. No. No. So doesn't seem to work with that update. Is there any requirement for update that I missed out? For update, same one. Ref update 10. Oh yeah. It should be path, right? No. Just update. Only update the name, leave the age and address. Yeah, it should be okay. Oh, it didn't trigger the off and off, on and off. This one. On and off, status is off, on. If on, it goes to off. Is off, it goes to on. Let me try to load data again. So it should be on now. So if I want to switch off, it didn't trigger this one actually. So I'm going to print out the value first. Print status. Just want to check if what is going on with the status. Should be updated because this one is off, so it should initiate this second one. So print, go to your debug console at the bottom. So this is on. So when I switch, it's still on. Oh, okay. So that's the issue. Means that somewhere in the trigger part, the status didn't properly updated. Supposed to turn off already. Status on. This one updated with off. If status off, updated with on. And the on switch triggered. It should check on the status. It's still on, both on. Okay, any thought on this? This is weird now. This is weird. Because my status here is a global variable here. So the global variable here should be able to be used by this class. So the default status is on. But then it will be updated when I change the value. When I press this load data, it will load on. But when I change the value, it should change to off. So this status is, no. I press this button, it will read the value from Firebase. Okay. And there's no need for this anymore. And when I call the on switch, so the on switch will trigger and will check status. But the status will always on. I think I get the idea now. Yeah. Because the database, when I read here, it stays on. So when I press the button on, if this is on, it should say off. It should trigger this part, right? It should trigger this if status. If status is on, if this is equal on, that's another one. Sometimes you get issues with this. You can use, is there any is? No. It's not empty, contain contain on. That's another way of doing this. Not quite sure if sometimes this can work. Let's try that. Load data, this is on. Switch, on, switch. No, still the same. Right. It's not that. Is it because it's another one is using 3? If you PHP, you can use 3. 3 means that exact value. But double that is equal. There's no is equal here. But that's weird because last time I can just use that. Is status on? Status is on. Updated the value to on. You can debug F10. You can see that the status is on. It's always on. It didn't even trigger this one. It's basically the same. Status is on. This one is on. So again, as you can see, my status here is on. If I compare, it's on. It's supposed to trigger this one, but it didn't. F11. You can see there. This status is on. It should equal on. This is the same. If this is the same, this is true. If this is true, this is going to be triggered. Oh yeah. Do you get the problem? I keep resetting myself. Can you see the code? You can see the problem? I reset myself all over again with this. And then it check again that the status is now off, and it will turn on back again. Okay, so that's the issue now. I forgot about that. So means that now you use else. Dia jadi sort of macam in a loop lah. I think that's the issue. It won't trigger. Okay, it won't trigger that. So now F5. Yeah. Go back here. Yeah. Simple things, but you get your brain working. You try to see the logic. But when logic again, I keep resetting myself. Why? Okay, switch on, switch off. Switch on, switch off. This is real time. You can see now, when I press the button, it will immediately change the value. Immediate. Right. Immediate. So this is real time. So it means that you can initiate real time communication with your database. Okay. So you can do that. This is the main advantages of Firebase. You can do real time database, but at a cost. Definitely at a cost. All right, so now you can use your relay and you can work your relay with this. So I'm going to connect this to my 5. I already use Win lah. Ayo. I already use Win. I'm not quite sure if my relay can work on 3.3 or not. So let's try that. Because last time they can, but if not, I need to take the value from there to be able to use them. So the signal is on D5. And let's do that. Not connected. No. Oh. Okay, good. So this is on. So let me try switch off. Should be off, but I need to get 5 volt from my ESP, but my 5 volt is already occupied, so I need to use breadboard to jump for 5 volt. So if I move this and then suddenly it shut down. Let me try to take that. You can see there. So I'm going to take this from 3.3. I hope I can get it to work for this one. I'm going to take the power from, oops. The ground is ground bolt here. And trying to get it to connect again. Nope. Okay. All right. Temperature, humidity. Temperature, humidity is working. Okay. Seems to be able to use 3.3 volt. So, oh, this is the relay that is not working. I'm using D5. Okay. So D5, verify again that your D5 is, where's the ESP pin out? So it is better for you if you want, you can just print out your DHP, your ESP pinout. So this is D5 is 14. So D5 is 14. I'm using 14, right? So I'm using 14. Okay, so if I use 14, this is off. This is off. So relay on. So as you can see now, my relay is now on. Okay, should be able to read. But I believe my relay is not working properly. So I already connected to 5 volt, but it does seems there's a green green LED there. So this is now should be on, and the relay the LED should be on. It didn't even click. So I might need to change to a different relay. But the principle is working. Okay, so this is on, this is off. So means that being able to digital write high and low, and then be able to print. Oh, sorry, supposed to be printing this. Didn't even call, is it right? On off, on off. Previous relay is on. Should print out that value is. It does off, and previous relay is equal on. And then if one is off, we call it off, previous relay off. If both are on, oh, it didn't even trigger. So somewhere inside here. So I might need to investigate further. Something here that is not properly calling my relay to turn on and off. Somewhere inside here. So the previous relay on and off, relay operation is 0. If it is 1, write 14. If it is 0, write high. So somewhere inside here, yeah? So further investigation required for this part. But the overall operation is working now. So we are able to read and write data to database. We're able to access the data from the ESP and from the Flutter application, from the mobile application here. We're able to give the instruction to the ESP to be able to control the relay. The only issue that I have is here. So it means that it didn't trigger my relay up here properly, either to turn on, turn off, or to turn on the relay. So that is the issue that I have here. So might need to further investigate on this part, just this part only, because I can see clearly it didn't call this. Okay, dia tak panggil ini. Alright? So it didn't call this relay on or relay off, means that it didn't even fire up this relay. Yeah? The what? Else, oh yeah. Betul? Ada kemungkinan? The same thing? Tapi no, it's supposed to be able to call out relay. Yang atas tu. This one, this part, is it? Yeah, I think else. This one, this part here, I think. It basically reset itself, right? This part here. But if I, yeah, I understand, it's here. But I know that I reset myself here again. So if really, this one is really off and it's on, and then it suddenly, yeah, somewhere here. So nak kena buat balik. Nah, this one kena revamp balik because of that issue. Really, else if. Okay, so I thought that this part here nak kena update. But the application part is okay. Later I'm going to investigate on this lah. And so banyak sangat dah hari ni pun. Too much already. So just this small part here, yeah.